Hi guys, welcome back to Karamia's Corner. Join me today for part 2 of our Recycled Junk Journal Challenge. If you missed part 1, I'll make sure to put the playlist link at the end of the video. So quick recap for this project. Our goal is to make a true junk journal. And what that means basically is that all the materials we use for this project are items that we would normally put in our recycle bin, like cardboard, paper bags, newspapers, magazines, and also items that we would probably throw away like junk mail. And we can use expired calendars. If you have any old children's books or encyclopedias, you can definitely upcycle and use those pages for your journal pages. Today we're working on putting our signatures together. Last time we completed and made our cover, and so let's have a look and see what we used, just to give some of our viewers an idea what were the recycled items used for this project. Over here, this is a piece that came from a tissue box. We created a window with some pressed flowers. So the theme for this journal that I picked, and it's open to any theme. If you decide to make something a little different, you can. The whole point is to just have fun and create something by recycling some of the items that I just mentioned. Here we have some netting for the background. This was used as packaging for some lemon. We have some ruffled tissue paper that came from gift packaging, and the base cover of our journal is a grocery plastic bag. Inside we have a calendar image. I just zigzag stitched on these pieces. This was part of a book cover, and so I used one of them on the front as a base and the other two here inside. Now for our binding, wanted to make it super easy so that if you are a beginner junk journal maker and would like to try your hand at it, I think this is the best way to do it for now, and it's one of the quickest way. It is the thread binding technique. So I showed you how to do this and prep this for your signatures. Now let's have a look and see what my signatures look like. So I went ahead and grouped a number of pages here that I'll be using for my signature. So I have 4 signatures. The third one I'll be working on together with you. So I have various pages. These are pages from a children's book, and I love that it had flowers. This one I like because it says Simply Green, and just a variety. This one was from a workbook from my daughter's old little booklet from school. We have a children's book page, some grid paper, and we'll flip through this as we go along. So for my 4th signature, I was thinking I would use one of these junk journal envelopes. We'll decorate it together using some of the other items that I have pulled out and some scraps. I have this one that I really love, and it came from a free embroidery magazine that I got from my library. I have some of these excess cutouts from some of these pages that we have here, so we can definitely reuse that. And then I have a number of other pages that I cut to size, like notebook pages that I want to put together that I would like to use for our pages in a little bit. So first let's have a look and see what we have here. Look at this beautiful image of the dandelions flying up here with this yellow butterfly. Isn't that pretty? Here's the back side, but I'm going to go with this. That's so pretty. And then we have, I want to use the bird. I love birds. So you can select the elements that you want to use, and then we have this, and I really love that burlap and that brown, really earthy tone to this page. So I went ahead and got this from the same magazine. I think this was, yeah, just an ad from one of my magazines. And then again, you want to keep an eye on some of the words because you can use that to embellish your pages. So for example, this one says sunflower. Might be able to use that later. So let's start by seeing our envelope. We'll probably cover this, and I am thinking, I really love that burlap, so I don't want to cover that up. So I'm just going to get my glue stick, and I'm just folding it to size so that I know where I want to cut that off. And I will probably cut off the words here at the bottom. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to cut it so cleanly. I love that look of just it being just kind of grungy, so we'll have that there. And this is really pretty too, but I think it's a little flat for that. And then we have some music notes that we can probably add here, and then I'm just trying to see how I can add this beautiful bird in the mix. So I think we'll start with our brown piece here. Let me just fold this over, and we'll probably glue that part too. Now let's get our glue stick and start putting and altering our envelope here. So for this one, it has a window, so I'll be creating a little journal card. It adds a really nice little element to our journal so that you can see the image inside the envelope. So this was one from Dollar Tree. I hope it works well. It's my first time trying it out. Let's see. You want some of that yellow. And again, I'm just doing a rough tear. I kind of like that look. Now let's see where the bird comes in. So we have this. Now I was looking at that bird picture, and I think the scale is a little bit too big for our space here. So I am thinking I might go with this beautiful butterfly over here. And again, we're just going to roughly tear away. And I can probably use this green on the other side of our envelope. So we also want to keep in mind that this is going to be folded in half, and this is what you will be seeing. So, and for this piece, I'm probably just going to cut the flap off, or I could use it also as a flip up if I would like. But for now, let's work on this guy. So on this side, you see how you can use that. I think we have some paper here. I also have some encyclopedia pages that we can probably use. I like the word willows. I might use this part. So before I glue that down, I want to make sure and see if I want something above it or under it. So let's see, here's some scraps. Some color. Oh, sorry. Some color on there. We have some of this green. Hold on. We already used some music, so I think we'll skip that, and let's see what else we have here. Here's a nice page with little sentiment here, but I want to save that for something else, but I can probably use the top part for our collage. You can also use a ruler if you want to have a more steady hold on the pieces that you're collaging. But I'm just going with the flow and just seeing how I want to see these pieces together. Now remember, we want to keep our window open, and so also like the red. Or I might just put that there. That might work. Okay, so we will cut this and just see if it works better on top of our envelope. I love that red, so that's why I'm feeling a little bit more inclined to use it on the top of our envelope. And I'm just going to cut the white pieces that are some green there. So I'm just laying it out, and then we will glue this all in place. Now, for example, we have a little bit of this strip, but I love the colors on it, so maybe I will put this up here and put something else underneath. This is really nice too, but I think this would make a great page for our signature. Oh wow, almost missed this. This might be it, guys. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I think we're going with this one. And then I will probably add this over here. That's really pretty. Okay. And we still have our window. All right, hopefully I remember the order. Start at the bottom. So I love collaging. I don't usually do it on camera. It's something I try to do at least once a week. It's such a relaxing process, and my quiet place, and it's a place to create and just let all of your thoughts go. Now, where did our red piece go? Here it is. Okay, this guy. Put this on top. Okay. My battery died. I need to get a backup little battery, but here's what we did so far. Added a little bit more of that yellow here for contrast. And now I went ahead and glued this, and then was doing another rough tear on our piece there, and I am going to glue this here. So I'm going to let this dry and this side dry. So now we have altered our junk journal envelope. Next we're going to put some pages together just so I can show you real quick how that window works. How pretty is that to see it in there? So I might use probably this for our journal card. We'll have to see, and this might, I'll cut it in half or something. But let's put this aside, work on some of the other pages. So I had some of these. I have some images here that I'll probably use later on for our journal cards as well. I already have that one from a calendar that I no longer use, more encyclopedia pages. And look at that. This is an ad from that embroidery magazine, but how pretty is that floral image? And then I have these notebook pages that I cut down to size for our journal, but then they're all singles. And so what I'm going to be doing is pairing them up. And then I had these excess pieces here, and instead of using washi tape, we're going to use these beautiful paper to connect our pages together. So let me just push these other pages aside and work on our first pair. And again, just use your glue stick. So I'm just going to line them up like this and lay our And just like that, you have a decorated edge on your page, and you are able to include that in your signature. So we have that here. Let's see what else we have here. Let's see what other scraps we have. We have this one from that kids book. So I folded it so it's easier. This one's a little bit more, it's a thicker piece of paper. And the other one was a magazine, so it's a little bit more easy to work with. You can adjust that page. We got another one here. A few more to go. I have this one too, but we'll use that in a sec. And again, you can go ahead and fold it in half so it's easier when you do your folds, or you can do it after. You can see that here this glue isn't quite as strong. I might have to use double-sided tape because it is a thicker cardstock. And then we have one more piece here that I can use. I could use this blue part too with the text. That would look cool, but I think I'm going to stick with my flowers. Trying to see which way. Okay. And look at that, so pretty. So we could probably put these and mix it up with the other signatures too. So let that dry for a bit. While these pages are drying, I have a few more here that I got from my daughter's workbook. I glued it together just using the pages on top, and then folded this. And then I'll cut it to size. And you see here you have a flip, or you can create a little envelope or pocket here. And this was never used, so I can write my notes there. So it's great to reuse this. And then I love this image. He's looking out, and you see some blossoms out in the window. So we'll cut that to size in a bit. And then I have a couple of these encyclopedia pages. We have some flowers again with the willow. And I like this side where they're venturing out. There's a cute little fawn over there in the picture with the ranger, and I think I just want to glue this on here to make sure that we can still see the image on the other side. So I'm going to glue that on top. Just trying to gauge. And the encyclopedia pages are so fun to use for your vintage themed envelopes. You can use them for envelopes, little tuck spots. This side too. So we might trim it or fold this in if you would like. So if you have excess, for example, we have our cover and half of the cover, like this one's actually pretty narrow and small, but we have, for example, this wider one here, and you still see that the paper is sticking out. You can trim it, but if you like, say, the image here, I would just fold it in so that way it would fit. Now that I'm seeing how big this is, I might use this as the cover. Alright, so I'm gonna fold in part of this, and now you've already made a tuck spot. I'm gonna fold this one the opposite way so that plain page now has some color. And then we're going to glue this, or I might stitch that down. And then there you go. You can use a circle punch too if you'd like to have a little notch here indicating the pocket. I'm just leaving this as is for this one. So we have more of those pages. I'll trim this, and then let's see what else we have. I just have some of these pieces, like this was part of a drawing sheet for stories, and this is where they would draw, and I just split them in two, and we can use that for that. We also have more of the music sheet that we'll be adding. Now check this out. So when I saw this, I was thinking I could probably use this as a tab or an embellishment. And it has flowers, so I'm super excited. I'm just probably going to cut that circle. I might even use it as a charm for our spine, where we have our thread twine on. So we'll see how that goes. Now let's put these together. I'll be right back. Let me just cut this. Alright guys, so I have trimmed that paper together and decided to put it towards the end. So this will still be my cover for my signature. So let's look and see. So you'll see here we have that flap, and I've just cut it in half. I'm going to be using it probably for a flip up later on. And then I added some graph paper. Kept this on. I kind of like that grungy look again. And we have our cute bunny. So I went ahead and stitched it so that we have a pocket tuck here. I stitched this as well, and now here are our pages with the paper piecing that we did for the pages. How pretty are those colors? And then I initially was thinking I was going to use these images for a journal card, but I thought it looked wonderful in the center here, and this is where our girl is at, and then there's a little tuck spot there. So now let me show you how to insert your signatures now that we have 4, and then we'll finish up this video with a few journal cards that we'll be making for our little envelope, for this envelope here. And then in our next video we will work on the closure, more embellishments, and finally a flip through. So all you're doing is opening it at the center of your signature and sliding it in. How easy is that? I'll get my next one. I think I will put this. And the nice thing is, if you are adding a new sheet, it's pretty easy. You can just slide it in. Look at those colors. I'm really loving the way this is looking right now. And then we have this other one. And here at the center of the signature, like I picked this one. Now that is peach pie. That looks really good. But the edges reminded me of the way the flowers scallop at the edges. And I just love this color. This was from a grocery catalog. And so I got that. Slide that in. So I'm a lefty. It works better left to right when I'm putting it in. You can definitely put your signatures according from the end here going forward, but I just feel more comfortable that way. And then we have our final one here from that embroidery magazine. Let me just make sure I have it right side up. And I'm gonna slide this in. For this one, I think I'm gonna flip this over real quick so we have some color in the center. And slide this guy in. Look at that. So now we have our signatures in. We have still a lot of fun decorating to do on this end. Prepare some journal cards for our pockets. And so let me go ahead and grab our pieces, and then we'll have a look and see where we'll be putting them. Let's start off with this side first. So I'll be right back. All right. So here's a little leftover from that pink paper for that book cover that we can use. I like that it's a little bit more solid, so that would make a great base for our card. Or I could use this type of cardboard. So where did it go? See this cover? So this is what I use for one of the, so maybe I'll use this because I can still use this as a writing spot. So we'll save that for something else. But we are going to use this. My glue. And this is for our envelope pocket. Going to add that. And then we'll make more in the next video. I think it will be fun to work on the other embellishments and cards in our next video. So I'm going to cut a little over. So I want to fold this like this. I don't want to see this part, so I'm going to fold it over and we'll stick it and cut it down. Let me get some double-side tape. Put some runner tape here. Push that down. Get our scissors and cut that to size. Okay, need some color here. I can have this as a little writing spot. I know there was, here we go. I love this blue flower. I'm gonna add it there. So I'm going to cut this. Maybe So we'll leave a little bit of the green on the sides here. But isn't that a beautifully embroidered flower? That's so pretty. Pick it up. Hold on. Let's see. So I took out our flower. Wanted to add more texture and color on the top here. Now let me re-glue this on there. And I want to be able to see the image of our flower through our little windowed envelope. So I'm going to pull it down just a little bit here. See? I see my battery's about to say bye-bye. So I think we'll make just one more element for our journal. And it'll be the flip up. But let me put this in our pocket. Window here. Here it is. I'm going to put it through here. There you go. So doesn't that look great, seeing the color? And so our last piece that we'll be working for at least today is our flap. So have a little flip up here. Let me see if we can probably use this card under. Probably do that. And this way, and I'll cover that with something and flip it up and have a writing spot right here. So let me put that aside for a minute. I have another sheet here, and I think this will work perfectly. It has these beautiful flowers, so we'll do that. I like that. It says Hidden Delight, so we'll probably add that in the mix. Battery's still with us. We got our glue. So I hope you guys are having fun working on this little challenge here. It definitely exercises our creative muscles and trying to figure out how to use all these elements and incorporate them in our journal. So think like that, and then flip up. We'll do that. And our Hidden Delight word. So I've glued this on here, and I'm going to just round off the corners, these pointy corners. So when we flip up, we'll have a journaling spot here, and I'm not really thrilled with the pink Too much pink. Look at this. Let's add some texture to that. Maybe like that. And then some paper. So I'll put some paper under there. And maybe down. Maybe around here. Right about there. Then add a little bit of this. That'll work. Stick this here. Now if you want to use some distress ink, if you have it in your supply box, then by all means do. But for this project, I wanted to stay as just use the things that most of us would probably have on hand. So I'm not going to do any distressing. I'll just use what I have: scissors, glue. No special crafty tool. So there you go. So we have that. So there you have it, guys. We have our little flip up, little journaling spot. I'll make another journal card here, a space to write on. And we did our signatures today, so that was super fun. I love decorating this junk mail envelope. So magazines, calendars are so fun to use because they have such wonderful images. And on the next video, we will be creating pockets and decorating, working on our closure and a few more embellishments for our journal. And then we'll do a flip through of our completed recycled junk journal. So if you'd like to join, and if you decide to make a video showing what you've made so far, make sure to attach the hashtag Karamia's Recycled Junk Journal Challenge 2021 on your YouTube video title, so that way I can find you and include you in the playlist. Okay guys, see you next video. Again, thanks for watching Karamia's Corner. See you next time. Bye.